Hi, I'm Jasmine Davis, owner of the Cool School Home Education Solutions. I hope that you were able to join me in my very first live where we cover the topic of transcripts, graduation requirements, and high school in general in the state of Alabama. I'm going to go over just a few things that we did in that live. This won't be the full version of that live, but this will be a summed up version of that so that you can save in your reels just in case you need to, go and pull the information that we discussed. You will have it for that purpose. So, legal requirements. Cover school enrollment. You need to be enrolled in a cover school or a private school. We don't have homeschooling laws here in the state of Alabama, but we do have school laws, and you do have to be covered in some form or fashion, whether that's through yourself or through a cover school. The most common way to be covered in this state is through a cover school. You do not have to be covered through a cover school, but that is one of the most common ways, and it gives you that extra buffer of protection to be covered through a cover school. You want to make sure that you're keeping your records. You want to make sure that you're keeping them throughout the course of your homeschool career, so that you won't be truant, and that you will be able to prove that you are indeed schooling. And there is no state testing or set curriculum. That is up to the parent. You choose what is best for your child in this state. When to track credits. You want to start early in the 8th or 9th grade. Whenever they start taking high school and upper level credit courses, that's when you want to start tracking. You want to start tracking soon and early as possible. You want to track your courses from the very beginning. You want to have beginning dates. You want to have end dates. You want to keep up with the titles of the courses and what curriculum you use, what coursework that you use. So that when you sit down to create your transcript, it will be easy and seamless, and you'll be able to prove it to whoever you need to prove it to that that is what you in fact did. How to create a transcript. You want to list your courses, you want to have your grades, your credits, and you want to have a GPA. Also, you want to have the title, the name of your homeschool, whether you're using your cover school or your homeschool. So let's say if your last name was Williams, if you wanted to use it as Williams Homeschool Academy, and then you want to have your address, you want to have your phone number, your contact phone number, and possibly an email. But you want to make sure you have the courses, the grades, the credits, the GPA, the weighted GPA, a correct GPA, and you want to use you want to make sure that you're using the number grades and also the letter grades. Those are very important. I know as homeschoolers, we typically don't do grades sometimes. Some of us do, some of us don't. In high school, you will absolutely have to use grades if you want to have a transcript that colleges will accept. Those will be imperative for you to have. How to create a transcript. You can use a Word document, you can use a spreadsheet, or a template like on Canva. Also, they have online, there are different templates that you can use for a transcript. I believe one website is called transcript.com. However, if you want to bypass all of that, and if you want a professional transcript to be made for you, I recommend that you click my link in bio and click my services, because I also offer that as a service. Not only do I do transcript consultations where I teach you how to put together a great transcript. If you don't want to be bothered with it at all, then I will write a beautiful transcript for you and your family, and then it will be credible at any college or anywhere that a private school would be credible at. Because it's going to be professional. I've done it for other families, and I've done it for my son as well. So, homeschool versus traditional diploma. The homeschool diploma is something that you will create. There are plenty of templates online, Canva. Again, there are diploma websites where you can create a diploma on. A diploma is either issued by you or the cover school. There are some cover schools that issue diplomas that they actually will keep, since they keep the transcript for you and they do keep up with your grades. They at the end at graduation they will issue the diploma, but there are some cover schools that don't offer that service, so it's up to the parent to keep up with the courses and make sure that the transcript is accurate and that they are keeping up with those courses so that they can plug them into a professional transcript, and then that's when the diploma will be issued. Once again, mind you, you need 24 credit hours to graduate. Specific credit hours. You need 24 specific credit hours to graduate in the state of Alabama. Those graduation requirements can be found also, again, on my website. I have a tool there. It's a free tool that you can download. I suggest you download it now, and you can download that, and it's a checklist that tells everything that you would need to graduate within the state of Alabama. All the courses, all the requirements, all the credits that you will need in order to graduate your high schooler in the state of Alabama. Once those requirements are met, then a diploma can be issued. If a homeschool diploma holds the same weight as a public school diploma, because as I stated before, in the state of Alabama, we don't have homeschooling laws, we have school laws. And so because we have those school laws, homeschooling falls up under private schools. So we have private schools and we have public schools, and the homeschooling would fall up under, the private school sector. So it has the same weight. ACT, SAT requirements. Are they required to graduate? No, they are not required to graduate. You do not have to take the ACT or the SAT to graduate in the state of Alabama. There is no exit exam anymore. We've long done away with that. But is it recommended? Yes, ACT and SAT, they are highly recommended, especially if you're a high schooler, if you know that they want to go to high school, or if if they want to go to college, or if you know that they want scholarships. Yes, ACT and SATs are highly recommended, especially once you get to around the 20 and over range. That's where you're going to start getting into scholarship territory. So you definitely want to study and take that ACT and the SAT, but it is not required to graduate. If you know that your high school is going straight to the workforce or to the military or anywhere that does not require ACT or SAT, you do not even have to waste time taking the ACT or the SAT. But if you know that they want to go to college and collect some scholarship money, then yes, it is highly recommended to take the ACT and the SAT. Although a lot of colleges are now getting away from requiring the ACT and the SAT to be admitted, but again, scholarships. What are cover schools? Great question. Like we covered them a little bit earlier, especially on the first slide. Cover schools are private schools for homeschool families, and they are created just so that homeschoolers can be legally compliant. Do you have to, in order to be legally compliant in the state of Alabama, do you need a cover school? Absolutely no. You do not need a cover school in order to be legally compliant in the state of Alabama. Are they recommended? Yes. I recommend a cover school because, like I said before, they do give you that extra cushion of security. You don't want to be reported truant, right? So you want to have some type of covering over you. And the services offered in a cover schools, they vary. It can be as simple as all we do is just keep up with records, begin and end dates. They just tell us how many days they schooled this year and, what days they schooled on. Or they can be as intricate as we provide beta club services, beta club tutorials, transcript services, diplomas, graduations, sports, right? There are some cover schools that offer all of that. There are some cover schools that they mimic private schools. They offer everything that a private school will offer, only they are a cover school. A cover school is also known as a church school or an umbrella school. There are also some private schools that operate as cover schools. They're not cover schools. They are private schools to where in the fact that they have students that come in every day and they do a prescribed curriculum that school sets in place, but they also operate as cover schools in the way of that you can enroll as a student at that school and they will give you a prescribed curriculum, and you at home, you will do that curriculum, but you will do it at home as a homeschooler. So there are many ways to homeschool in the state of Alabama. Sports and extracurriculars. Some public schools do allow homeschoolers to participate in their sports teams now. But if you live in an area to where they don't do that, that's fine, because there are plenty of private leagues and homeschool groups now available. Some that I'm thinking of is Tuscaloosa Warriors, Trinity basketball and football. That's in the Hueytown, Bessemer, Pelham area. So you'll see these type of leagues throughout the state of Alabama to where they cater specifically to homeschoolers. There are some cover schools. They're usually going to be affiliated with cover schools, co-ops, or a homeschool community. So you want to get plugged in to those. If your student is an athlete, what are the required subjects? Now, the required subjects for a high school diploma in the state of Alabama are the required subjects across the board, whether you are a homeschooler, private schooler, or a public schooler. There is one general diploma, and it's 24 credits. That's for everybody. Now, of course, they have advanced diplomas and they have other different types of diplomas, but we're talking about the diploma that most high schoolers in the state of Alabama receive is a general diploma. That is a general diploma, and they have those requirements for everybody. You want to, where would you find those requirements? You will go on the Alabama State Department of Education website, and you will go and you will find that there. However, I made it very simple for you because I created my own checklist that is free on my website as well. So you want to check that out. Once you finish watching this video, you want to head on over to that link, and you want to find the checklist, the general high school diploma checklist, to make sure that your student is on par for graduation within this state. What are those subjects? 4 years of English, 9, 10, 11, and 12, or a college level English, 4 years of math, or a college level math, or a CTE course that could sub as a math. That's not for everybody though. I don't recommend that for everyone. If you know that you're not going to need a higher end math foundation when you go to college, let's say if you're just going into the workforce, if you're going to a community college, or if you're going into a degree to where it's not heavily science and math based, then that could be an option for you. But if you know that you're going to go into a field to where it's heavy science and math, I don't recommend that. I do feel like you should get those 4 years of foundational maths in, because you know you're going to use it again when you get in college. But yes, in science, same 4 years of science, or a CTE, or a college level science. And that's when, dual enroll in social studies, 4 years of social studies, and then electives. Also, dual enrollment courses will count as not only college credits. They're not, your student can start building their college, they can start building their college transcript, as well as right alongside of their high school transcript, if they take advantage of dual enrollment. So when they go to college, those dual enrollment classes will count as the amount that they count as, like 3 credit hours or 2 credit hours. But in high school, one of those, one dual enrollment class counts as 1 credit on the high school level. It counts as the full amount on the college level. So a 3-hour